it's me, Renee. I'm back. So today I'm here for my July wrap up. Wrap up. It sounds so strange. Um, and as always, this month for July, that doubles as the fuckathon wrap up. Well, kind of. So the month of July was the fuckathon wrap up. Wrap up. They're really fun. I did it, though I end up not reading just books that fit completely into the prompts. Though I suppose you could say that's kind of like fuck expectations. And also like the idea behind Fuckathon is not that you have to finish so many books or all the prompts. It's just that like if you finish the group read, great. If you finish free reads, because like for prompts, then you'll get F 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because how would that was 1, 2, 3? No, that wouldn't really be an F. So if you finish 5 for the prompts, you have finish 5 of the prompts, you'll have a F. So that way it works. And yeah, I really enjoyed this fuckathon readathon. As I said, I didn't get to all the prompts, but I mean that's kind of impossible to get to all of them. At least sometimes there's a lot of prompts, and you just kind of don't get to know all of them. So yeah, but yeah, here I'm going to talk about the ones that I did get to, obviously, and also I'm also going to talk about the books that I did read in July that didn't completely fit, but I still read them. So I'm going to talk about them. So try to read. Try, yeah. Sorry. The month did include some DNFs because sadly that's just how it happened. Sometimes you encounter, I don't know why I use that word, but yeah, sometimes you end up DNFing stuff. I suppose I could be one of those people who don't DNF, but for me that wouldn't really work because there's so many books in the world, and for me to use time on books that I don't have my heart into, yeah, I don't want to do that. Because when there's so many good books in the world, why waste your time on bad books? Why, indeed. At least that's my philosophy. But yeah, the first book I'm going to talk about is Monstrous by Marjorie Liu. So let's say Marjorie Liu and Sana Takada. So this book has been, well, comic book has been praised by everyone, and the great grandma, as was like a lot of people anyway. Though I suppose the first hint that I should not pick this up. Yeah, sometimes when everyone praises a book, I feel like, okay, then I have to read it because everyone loves it. Yeah, that doesn't mean everyone will love it because a lot of people praise it. You still have to like think, is this book a story real for me? And I suppose I liked a lot of the aspects of it. I like the different worlds. I like the steampunkiness. I like that, yeah, the whole world mainly. I like the whole world aspect of this one. Though it's been described as a moment. Take Western comics, Eastern and Western comics, telling styles, create something wholly their own. Magic, fear, inhumanity, exploitation. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Well, anyway, I don't see it right here, but at least it's been described as a horror slash gothic style. And right there, when something is described as horror, I should know it's not for me. I don't like violence. I don't like it. I don't like horror. In my 28 years on this earth, I have watched exactly one horror movie, and that's it. I have no intention of watching more at all. So I suppose I've seen some movies that like are on the fence or like horror or not, like Ghostbusters and stuff. But like pure horror, I only watched one, and I have no intention of watching more. And when a book has a label horror on them, I don't reach for it. So I suppose I really should not have reached for this one. I got like I suppose maybe I think actually maybe like 50 pages in, But yeah, it was just too violent for me, too much horror in this one, so I could not stand it. So this one, I'm not gonna be on this bandwagon, and I just have to accept that all the fandoms that are praised and are huge are not for me. I mean, it's a way, in a way, actually, it's the same with the Game of Thrones. Everyone and the mom loves Game of Thrones in some way or another. They like the good books, they like the books and TV series, they like this in the series season. I tried watching the whole of season one, and it's not for me. I, I think the world building kind of is too much, and I think it's too much to get into. There's too many characters, there's too much violence, and yeah, I don't really care about it. I don't. Everything can be for everyone. That's simply how it is. And yeah, this is a book that I borrowed from a friend, so I suppose it's kind of good because I don't know, didn't buy it, I didn't use money on something I didn't enjoy myself. So yeah, that's silver lining, I suppose. And then actually the first book that I finished this month, well, last month, was The Reese Malcolm List by Amy Spaulding. So yeah, this isn't exactly like fitting the prompts really. So okay, so what happened was that a lot of the prompts I had audiobooks that worked for them. But like as I said, I think I've touched on this earlier on the videos. I've done a lot of audiobooks this half year, like from February till July. I got an audiobook in an app in February, and I used it a lot. I suppose, yeah, I do love audiobooks. That's hence why I got the audiobook app. But I used it so much that kind of in a way end up in an audiobook slump in July, kind of in the beginning of July. Like I didn't really want to do audiobooks. I wanted to read stuff. And so that turned into a problem because as I said, a lot of the prompts books had audiobooks. So yeah, I ended up kind of like just procrastinating and just like doing other books really. Though, if you've seen my video, you've seen that I kind of used July and like fuckathon as a excuse to also like fuck procrastination. So I had some books on my TBR that weren't really official prompts, that like were my prompts, and that I wanted to get through a lot for a long time, and this was one of them. So yeah, what's it about? So Reese Malcolm List. It's a reread for me. It's a book of moment. Devon, who's the kid of Reese Malcolm. So her dad dies before this book starts, but her dad is dead. And she's never actually had any contact with her mom at all. She knows that she must be out there somewhere, but she hasn't had any contact with her at all. And now, because of her dad dying, she has to go live with her dad. So this is kind of like, okay, haven't had a contact with her. I don't really know anything about her how this gonna work. So this all this animosity, kind of curiosity towards her mom. And also turns out that her mom has a live-in boyfriend, so that's British boyfriend, so that's something. And so at the beginning it's like getting to know her, and her mom doesn't really want to open up, and there's all this stuff. And Devon also has to get to know this new school, this new city. She now lives in LA with her mom. So there's all this stuff. I was saying like it's actually one of those books that often contemporaries, YA contemporaries are like romance or like family drama. I suppose this one is a lot family drama, but not so. There's also like romance and other stuff going on. So I would say like yeah, it's kind of like this period of her life, Daniel's life. It's a really fun book. It's kind of touching and raw now and then, but it's all in all it's a very good book. It's actually Emmy Spaulding's first book. And I read this when it came out. I suppose maybe when it came out. I read it in 2013. I think actually that's the year it came out. But yeah, anyway, I really enjoyed them, and I really enjoyed this reread of it. Though I kind of said I'm gonna give it away to charity because even though I liked it, I don't really think it's a book I'm gonna read like tons of times. But I did enjoy it. I would say I recommend it. If you like want something to read once or twice, or maybe you end up loving it, then you might read every week, every year, I don't know. But yeah, this is a good book. It has, as you see, a lot of the praises. and also at the inside, so love praise. So I suppose that's always a good sign. Well, always, often, sometimes a book gets a lot of praises and it's not for you. But yeah, for this one, it really works. It's true. So yeah, that one. And then I also end up, am I gonna continue going in order? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So even though I was kind of in a bit of audiobook slump, I did read some audiobooks in July, and like the audiobook slump was kind of in the beginning of July, so at the end of July, I did a lot of audiobooks actually. But yeah, I also did those kind of in the beginning, so it's kind of an exception to the rule was the audiobook of something I'm blanking. You know what? I'm just gonna check out my Goodreads. Can't Escape Love by Alyssa Cole. So it's now I'm kind of blanking out. Did I read in July or not? I'm pretty sure I did. Anyway, I'll double check it before I post this. But yeah, it's a book in the Reluctant Royal series by Alyssa Cole. It's the one with Reggie or Regina. What's her last name? Something. Yeah, doesn't really matter that much. But it's her love story. It's her and yeah, and man, Gustav. Yeah, Gustav she falls for. So he's half Swedish or something, I think, or like half. He has like Swedish ancestry. But yeah, and so there's this great plot of like he has to he actually is a like puzzle in a way solver, like he makes escape rooms for a living, or he actually wants to, and he's making an escape room for Comic-Con, but he isn't that much into anime, and he is making a escape room around anime. Well, Reggie loves anime, so she's teaching him about the anime, and they're getting to know each other, and it's just so good. And these two people are just hurt and damaged, but they find each other, and it's just so good. It's just a great, great story. Highly enjoy this one. It's a musical. The book, I suppose, kind of kids will enjoy it, at least me. But yeah, very good. 5 star. Loved it. And I'm just gonna move on because there's a lot of books to talk about, and I'm kind of tired. I suppose you might say, why are you filming when you're tired? I still want to film, even though I'm a bit. So yeah, but that one is very good. And then yeah, also that actually works for prompts. That works for a prompt of fuck this fuck ableism, because Reggie is in a wheelchair, but she still does all the stuff, so she's still very very capable. And also actually, I was about to say, yeah, the love interest Gustav, he has 80. That's last now, so he does not have atheism. He's autism. Autism is the word. Atheism and autism is not the same. They're similar, but not the same. Like in concept, words are similar. Concept, no, not that similar. I suppose it could be both, but yeah, yeah. So then, yeah, that one actually works for prompts. So yay! Let's say, is there anything more prompts to that one? I'm not completely sure. But anyway, moving on. Thinking at least this is the order I did it in. Anyway, order, who cares really? But yeah, then I also read Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Sally Hibbert. It is second book in the Brown Sisters by Sally Brown. It's a Brown Sisters trilogy. I suppose it's a trilogy because there's 3 sisters. So the first one is Girl Life, Chloe Brown, and then this one, Take a Hit, Danny Brown. This one actually works for several prompts. Well, yeah, several-ish prompts. The first prompt is actually fuck slut shaming, because in this one loves sex, and she's not embarrassed at all. She just loves loving sex, and she's proud about that. She's also bisexual, though I don't really want to point that out because I don't think bisexuality or like queerness is a prompt. I'm thinking like sometimes I thought like it was, and then I thought it wasn't. I suppose maybe it's not like official prompt, but like if you read queer, it's always good because reading should also be always be inclusive and just be aware, not always reading cishet stuff. So yeah, this one also actually taught me the word cishet, cisjet, cishet, cishet. Yeah. Anyway, you get what I mean. I did like Chloe Brown better than this one book, but I did also like this book. Also, yeah. So the love interest Seth, he's Muslim. Uh, it's not a big part of his life, but he is Muslim. So that part of like fuck religion works into this one as well, because fuck religion prompt you're supposed to read a religion other than yourself. I'm atheist, well, agnostic, so that would be all the religions. But yeah, so that one will pretty there really. And also Danica is Wiccan, so that's also religion, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is. So yeah, that actually doubles up that one as that one. And yeah, also Saphir is also actually he has anxiety, so it works for that one as well. I didn't read a lot of books, but the books I did went for a lot of prompts. So yay! Well, that was good. So yeah, this book I very much enjoyed. I didn't enjoy it as much as Chloe Brown. I did enjoy it. I would say like this one. I would say like maybe this was like sweeter in a way. Like this was more like fun, nice, sweet. Was would say Chloe Brown was like, oh my god, what are you doing, Jim? You're taking my heart and you're squeezing it. So you're squeezing it. Well, this one was good, but it didn't really do the same level like heart or like heart squeezing or heart, yeah, heart squeezing in the same way. You, am I saying that right? Squeezing, heart tugging. Yeah, you get what I mean, don't you? Pretty sure you do. But yeah, this one was still a great read, and I really can't wait to read the last book in the series. The last book. Probably Dolly Brown. Talia Hayward is probably gonna write a lot of books. Hopefully, I mean she's been on everyone's radar like this last year or so. So hopefully she will, and then I'm gonna devour all of her books. Well, I suppose as at least to the point that the books that I'm interested in. But like I love her writing style, so yeah. I also wrote Josie Griffin is not a vampire. So yeah, I suppose I did read quite a lot of physical books, as I already said. But yeah, this one was also not officially like part of the readathon because it's not official prompts. I was supposed to say like this religion in this one. No, I don't think there's. No, not completely sure. But yeah, this one was also a reread for me. It's quite fun to get back to it. This one, though, as with Louise Malcolm list, it was good fun to get back to it. But I don't think I'll be reading it again. So this is going to charity. It's so what it's about. Josie Griffin. It's not a vampire. So the idea is that this is a YA paranormal parody actually. So in this one you have the vampire god, no vampire, the vampire. You had a werewolves. Yeah, moment. I'm just gonna take a pause here. So I'm going back. I'm just gonna get breakfast. I'll see you later. Hey, I'm back. So I just had to go and have breakfast, but now I'm back. As you see, stating the obvious, aren't we? Anyway, moving on with my wrap up. Wrap up. What? Say wrap up. I don't know. Sometimes it's just so childish and fun to just say words. Oh yeah. Yeah. I was talking about Josie Griffin. So yeah, this one is a YA parody, paranormal parody. So this came out in 2012. So around, I suppose maybe around that time, things started to become more dystopian. But like in this time, was still a bit like paranormal focused in the YA community. So this one It has vampire, werewolf, fae, child of the gods, and I think something else. Or maybe I'm blanking on something here. No, maybe that's it. Anyway, it has different monsters, or like mythological beings, not just like vampires, but like different stuff. And it's funny. It's a great take on it. I would say that maybe my one argument, my one complaint about this one is it doesn't really give all the answers. You kind of want more answers, but yeah, sometimes you're not giving all the answers really. This one was fun. It was a fun reread. Though I would say, I suppose in some ways it was kind of outdated. Like the protagonist talk about her iPod, which is kind of fun to read about now because who owns iPod now? Well, I do, but my charger doesn't work, so I can't use it. And like if you talked about an iPod to like a 15-year-old, they probably wouldn't know what you're talking about. So it's kind of a outdated term, really, thing. So yeah. But yeah, all in all, this is just a very good book. Even though I say as I'm giving away cherry, it's a very good book, but it's a delightful book. But it's not like a read 5,000 times book. It's at least not for me. But it's an enjoyable read that you get some enjoyment from, obviously. And let's move on. And then I also read The Wedding Party by Jasmine Guillory. This one does not exactly have any of the prompts, does it? Well, sorry, yeah. It actually does because it's based around fuck buddies, so they love sex with each other. So both love sex. So as was in that way, it's fuck slut shaming. So 2 books for 1 prompt. This one and second hint, Danny Brown. That's good. Yeah, this one is the second. It's not the second. It's the 3rd book in the Wedding Companion series by Jasmine Guillory. I think I've liked this one slightly more than the Wedding Date. I suppose kind of like the concept because of this it's companion series. It like kind of goes like if you like the characters more because like it's very character based, obviously kind of. And yeah, kind of like these characters more in some ways. And but yeah, I really enjoyed it overall and definitely recommend it. It's very funny, very delightful, and swoony and nice. And yeah, let's move on. Then I also read The Keep of Lost Cities by Sarah Messenger. This one, I can't really say fits any of the prompts really. Maybe no, can't really say I know really any prompts from the top of my head it fits for. I read it in July, so talk about it. So this is the first in the series. It's a middle grade series, though some bits in here is like, what? The violence, the torture is like, this is middle grade? This is middle grade? Are you trying to like brain damage your teens, well, early teens and 11-year-olds? Like, what are you thinking, publisher industry? What are you thinking? But still, it's a very good read. It's a very delightful read. I definitely understand why it's gotten so much praise. It's the first in the series, and I'm definitely on for the rest of the series. Also, side notes, I went to the library the other week and I found this book in the library, so hopefully I can get other books from the library. At least, like, sometimes you can really buy all the books in the world, so that's a good thing, really. And yeah, libraries here in Norway are open. Ha ha ha. Just a little jealousy. Um, jealousy, no, it's a little pushing in your face there. Because I know a lot of places libraries are closed. They aren't in a way. And yeah, this one is just very, very good. Highly recommend it. Do you say anything more about it? No, me just highly recommend it. Just check it out for yourself because there's lots of people talk about this series. So check it out for yourself. It's just so good, very original, and very fun. And yeah, let's move on. Yeah, well, actually, at the end, anyway, of the sorry, of the words, blah, 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 of the physical books. As I said, I did read lots of audiobooks at the end of the month, but it had a few more physical books, some more physical books. I was about to say this one. No, actually, this one I was about to talk about. I read this on Sunday, which is actually August, so I can't talk about this one. So this is just gonna be mysterious for you. Now, put it away. So the last physical book, anyway. Oh, yeah, sorry, I was about to say the last physical book. I did read 2 physical books other than this one. One of them was To Be Honest by Emily Vibley and someone else. Like this, they were a couple who do stuff together. I didn't really like that. I ended up giving it away to charity. I gave it 2 stars. I'm just gonna leave it at that, really. Don't really have any thoughts and things to say about that, really. I like the idea, didn't really like the concept. Not really sure I don't like it. I just didn't really connect to the characters, and yeah. I also end up DNFing The Beholder by Anna Bright. As everyone and the mom, I love the cover. I was so drawn in by the cover. I really like the concept, but the writing itself, I don't know. I don't know if it's because of its debut book or just because, but I didn't really care. Like, I felt like you're kind of thrown into the to this world, and I think sometimes being thrown into like the action and plot is good, but then you have to do it good. Like, if you don't really have any preface or like any chapter before stuff happens, then when stuff happens in the first chapter or first few pages, you don't really care because you don't really know the stakes. You don't really appreciate the stakes really, and I didn't really feel like you got any sense of the stakes, of the urgency, or like the or the urgency in the first the first pages I read. I think it ended up being like 105 pages, and I was still like, I don't care. It's a cool concept. If it's made into a movie, TV series, I might like it because I mean sometimes, of course, like when concepts are cool, you like it. You might not like it, but you might like it as a TV series because you have different people in charge and stuff. But yeah, as a book, it didn't really work for me. Not even the allure of knowing that we're going to Norway and like reading about how they were doing Norway. Not even that enticed me to finish it. I didn't have it. Didn't really care. So yeah, the last book actually I finished in July was Defy or Defend by Gail Carrier. Oh, sorry, I was about to say the last book. I actually finished on. No, I started on another book on Sunday, Saturday, the last day of July. No, actually no. Yeah, I started it. Another book on Friday, last day of July, but I didn't finish it. So yeah, and yeah, let's just move on. But yeah, Defy or Defend by Gail Carrier. So this one, you already see, like, I'm just loving this one. So I finished it, as you might assume, last week, end of August, end of July. So this one is a part of her personal protected universe, I suppose you could say. I suppose it's kind of hard to like sometimes say name of the universe, but like I was about to say like I was about to say like her universe. It's not actually because that sounds like she only has books in one universe, and she doesn't actually she has other stuff as well. Though she writes mainly in like one contingency, one in one world. But yeah, so this one takes place between between the Finishing School series and Personal Protectorates, and it's also like a way of like it's one of those in between series actually. So it's a delightfully dull delightfully deadly novella. Though this one actually is on like 250 pages, so it's actually more of a book than novella. Novella is often like 100, 110 pages. So yeah, but yeah, yeah. So this one, the character protagonist is from finishing school. So yeah, I suppose this book, I suppose you might ask yourself, do you have to read anything else by Gail Carriger to read this one? No, you don't. It does stand alone. Though I suppose you get slight spoilers from finishing school, both in a way that people survive, that people aren't dead, and that you get some alluding to some stuff, but that's really mostly it stands on its own. It's how would I describe it? I would describe it's romance. It's also an action book in some ways. I suppose maybe it's a bit more mystery. Yeah, I suppose a bit more mystery. Not that much action. It's more mystery and shenanigans. Yeah, shenanigans. So at the back it says Spy versus Knight. So this is names Timothy. She's a spy. She works for the British government, and she gets a handler or kind of like a security guard, which is kind of the night aspect of this. And they go on a mission together. And instead of this mission being like having to rescue someone being kidnapped or like having to understand like there's a murder happening, it's not something like so ordinary as that. No, okay, so in this world there's vampires, there's werewolves, there's different stuff. And in this world, the vampire queen is a vampire queen, and she's suddenly been gone all silent and all moody, and like she's something happened with her. You don't really know what happened, and you kind of have to know what happened to her, because if you don't make her happy, she could kill a lot of humans. In a nutshell, in a way. And so they kind of have to figure out what happened. Like, why is she a shut-in? That's the word. And it's just delightful the way it's done. Delightful, daddy. But yeah, it's just so good. It includes both like includes gay relationships as well as a non-gender binary person. And there's also some fun sex scenes and romance scenes, different romance, as I said. Not just one couple, but different couples. And it's just so delightful, so good. Actually thinking I might do like a own review of this one, because I want to show it off and just show your faces and just like read it, and like in a book review form. Now, yeah, I don't really do that many book reviews. I do them sometimes, but like this one, I definitely want to do, because it's just delightful way to end the month. And I just loved it. I just had a smile on my face all the way, and it's just so good. So, and yeah. So that's all the physical books that I read this month. As I said, I also read some audiobooks. I started, so at the end of I was about to say August. Yeah, I'm tired today. At the end of July, here in where I live in Norway, it was suddenly there was a lot of rain. It was just raining. And so I kind of like decided, like, you know what? I kind of don't want to read. I want to listen to audiobooks. So I end up like putting like the rest of my TV on, like, bye bye, and I just end up listening to a lot of Agatha Christie audiobooks. I did sorry, I did one Agatha Christie novel, and I did lots of short stories, and I like them all individually. Most of them I enjoyed, though I did like listen to the Harlequin tea set, which is a selection, like it's it's a mix. It's several short stories in like one book, and most of them I felt like fine, but one of them was very good. So there's that. You win some, you lose some. And yeah, also actually before this week, before the last week of July, I listened to the 13 Problems, which is a Miss Marple short story collection, which is like around this concept where people meet up, they talk about like these mysteries, unsolved mysteries they have encountered, and then of course Miss Marple, um, Miss Marple, what's the word, solves them in like 2 seconds flat, and that one works very good as per the prompt of fuck ageism, because Miss Marple what is it, 70? I think maybe 70, 60, something like that. She's older. I don't really think it's often like noted like how old she is, but she's on the older side in a way. So yeah, and the fuck ageism prompt is like to read a book centered around a person about 50, and I'm pretty damn sure Miss Marple is above 50. She might be 51, 52, but she is above 50. I do know that. And yeah. So that's actually, oh yeah, I was about to say, so yeah, during this month I started Love from A to C by S.K. Ali. S.K. Ali? S.K. Ali? I enjoyed it, but I haven't officially DNF'd it. But I'm not loving it, but I can't say I'm hating it. So I'm listening to it on audiobook like every few days, kind of. Not listening to like every day, but just every few now and then. I'm liking it. I'm not absolutely enjoying it. So yeah, I suppose maybe it wasn't on my wrap up like officially, or I didn't talk about it more because I hadn't finished it. And yeah, I like it, but don't love it. So yeah, but I do think I'm gonna finish it. Also, yeah, I was about to wrap up and thought, oh yeah, another thing. But yeah, so last week was the uh, live show of the fuckathon, because the fuckathon ended in July. So the first August it was live on live from the fuckathon. I was in the chat because I felt like, why not? I want to be in this chat, even though it's like in that evening for my time is ending at like 1 in the morning, but it's just so much fun. It's just all the fun conversation stuff. But yeah, for that Noria talked about, this was kind of obvious, the group read. And first I felt like often readathons has group reads, and often I don't really often end up prioritizing them. I often like to like find my own TBRs, and I don't really often focus on group reads. I hadn't this time either, but what you talked about, I thought like that group read sounds so good. It's Toni Morrison. She has essays on feminism and race and gender and stuff. Like, you know what? I'm gonna get that book. And also in that a lot of people in the chat hadn't finished the book, or maybe some people hadn't gotten into it, but they still kind of wanted, at least during the chat. So Nori ends up saying that she'll do another live talking only about the book. So she'll do that in a few weeks. And yeah, I've now ordered that book, so I'm definitely gonna read that sometime during August. And yeah, so that's my fuckathon wrap up. All in all, I really enjoyed it. I will definitely do it next year. And yeah, this is me saying Renee out. Oh yeah, just also a little tidbit, just so you know. I'm doing some pre-filming now today, because next week today I'm going away to my cabin for like 6 or 7 days, and I don't have Wi-Fi there, so I'm gonna film little videos, and then just put them on, like have them ready to go up, or make them go up on the days, Mondays, Wednesday, Friday, maybe another day, not sure. And yeah, so that's that. Also, I might for some reason follow Saturday today. It's not, it's Friday. Something has to go up today. This one probably go up today then, because why not? Yeah, why not? So yeah, next few videos you'll see I'll have the same clothes on, and well, that's why. And yeah, bye.